Hello again, Gills fans. Welcome back to the latest episode of Gills in the Blood TV. It is time for another match day live as Floodlight Football to a degree returns. It's Neil Harris's Gillingham taking on Dean Holden's Charlton Athletic in a pre-season friendly, complete with Alfie May. We will get to some summer transfer business in a minute with Boz. But 3 days ago, we lost back at home in Kent for the first time since the end of the season with a 2-0 reverse against Millwall. Boz, you didn't go, but by all accounts, first half, I think, just to sum up pretty quickly, was Gills weren't quite at it. It looked like they'd been on a flight home a couple of days before. Second half had a real go. Didn't really cause the keeper too many problems, which leads me on to what I want to talk to you about. Strikers and the transfer window in general. Seen a lot of different opinions on social media.
So many League 1 and 2 strikers, aren't there?
That's my question. Do you think that's just because we've got money, that if a striker becomes available, automatically Gillingham have to be involved?
That, and because we clearly need at least one, probably two.
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating at the moment because we can only go with Tom Nichols. Ollie Hawkins apparently is not going to be fit tonight, and it's unlikely he's going to play at Dartford on Saturday, which is a concern, but a very small one. Obviously, Lewis Walker breaking down and being out for another 3 months is...
He's just had no luck.
Yeah, it's a bad one. And we didn't see it when it happened at Dover, did we? There was no inkling that it had actually finished the game, yeah. But what's your thoughts on the transfer window so far, sitting here in mid-July? For me, we've improved 3 positions on last season. And there's still 6 weeks or more of the window left, so it's not panic stations by any stretch of the imagination, is it?
No, I'm happy with what we've done. I think Marston was the big one for me. I think that will prove to be around the season. That's a key one.
Yeah, and that was very early, wasn't it?
You know, there are still gaps to fill.
I'm primarily at the top end of the pitch, yeah.
I'm not in the camp where some on Twitter, you know, we're losing out, you know, we're falling behind, but there's still time. You know, there is a bit of me that thinks I would have definitely liked another one in by now.
Of course, yeah, and potentially is that because we got the first 3 in relatively early? So like we had 3 in by probably middle of June, so now everyone's getting a bit like sort of het up, yeah. And now everyone's probably naturally catching up rather than actually being in front of us. No, can't go that way. So yeah, I mean, it's, of course, Neil said it himself, he'd love to have everyone in early doors, but that's not the nature of the beast. Certainly not when you've got money and you're competing with better players, with other clubs, for better players. But don't get me wrong, if we're sat here 3 days before Stockport, exactly, yeah, we were celebrating Scott Cashgett coming in on a free transfer. I think that's what we've got to try and realise. Of course, we'd like everyone in as soon as possible, but that doesn't happen, especially when people know you've got money in your pocket. Anyway, we will see you all inside the ground.
Goal for Charlton, scored by 20, Tyrese Campbell.
2 minutes on the clock. Look, 1-0 down. Tyrese Campbell with a finish. Some Alfie May fella with the assist.
Too easy for me. Alfie May got a lot of time in the middle of the park. Literally outside, inside of the boot, straight over Will Wright, in through to Tyrese Campbell, 1-on-1, straight through Glenn Morris's legs.
Work to do very early on.
Here.
Luke, 18 minutes gone. Gills have finally come alive in an attacking sense. Tom Nichols just forced a save from Ashley Maynard Brewer. Remember him? him of the dislocated shoulder, and we just had another half chance which eventually sort of trickled out for a goal kick. Scott Malone though, delivery's been really good from the
unbelievable. Three or four times now he's put that into the box. Nichols missed a chance, headed it wide. We seem like we've stopped showing them the respect that they deserve for the league above, and starting to play a bit of ball.
It's settled down a bit now. It's more of a contest now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 20 played. Johnny Williams in advance position, good ball. Sean Williams, he's been brought down there. Johnny Williams, surely play on. Malone, good ball.
Another great ball from Malone.
Kick as well, frustrating.
Him and Johnny Williams have been our best players in the pitch.
He's been very clever as well, Malone. I've noticed he tucks in, almost like a third centre half, which allows Williams to then get wide and hug the touchline, which is helping us now, and it's helping us get a foothold in the game. Gills should be level, Luke. Gills absolutely does not need the first touch, I don't think, does he?
Fires that straight in the bottom left-hand corner, 1-0, should have scored.
Yeah, because Nichols does really well, doesn't he? Beats his man, gets it around Maynard Brewer.
I think if he'd gone down, could have been a penalty as well.
But I just don't know why Laps there's the touch. It looks like he had the whole goal to aim at, but Gills have been the better side the last 10 minutes.
Got to be a left foot for me. Goal!
Gills on level, it's a brilliant strike from Will right up and over the wall, popping from the wrong side. 1-0 with 30 minutes played.
Hess is talking to him, you can see it, look. Jackie's got like a suit on, and then Hess is just standing up now.
Half time at the Priestfield, and it's Gillingham 1, Charlton Athletic 1. Reece, I think it's fair to say that for 10-15 minutes we didn't get started. No, very similar to Millwall, but I think from there on in, I think we've been, dare I say, the better team.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. First, the goal came 30 seconds minute in. We were all asleep all over the park, but we grew into the game slowly. And a couple of key moments, key players making the game-changing passes and moves. And Malone, for example, has just been, for me, excellent on that left-hand side.
Best player.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we can continue that moving to the second half, because if we can do that and with the same team coming out, I'm sure we can get this Charlton team.
Teams are just coming out. I don't think there's any changes at the break, so I imagine they'll probably get to an hour this 11, and then we'll see a few changes. But yeah, I mean the level is really good from Will Wright.
Yeah, absolutely. Top
really,
free
really
kick. What a goal that is!
Up and over the wall, really good.
Well, we know he's capable of that, and he's done it before.
Absolutely, yeah. His set play is very good. But yeah, Scott Malone, very impressive. Rumoured to be on trial, that has interest from above. Would be a good signing based on what we've seen so far.
Would be.
Enjoy the second half. Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah, 30 or 35, yeah.
Go, Williams, take on your man. Take him on. Great ball in. Really good.
Goal for Charlton, scored by 23, Corey Blackett-Taylor.
Reece, 2-1 down, and that's probably against the run of play in the balance of the first 10 minutes of this half. We had a very good passage of play before, they're not a really good chance, a half chance, but Corey Blackett-Taylor, to be fair to him, has done well, got it out of his feet, drilled it in the bottom corner, but a bit frustrating from our point of view.
It is a little bit, considering that it would start from the second half. We looked pretty solid coming out. We had a few opportunities in the first sort of 5 or 7 minutes.
Well,
we were. We're passing in the middle of the park, and they got a breakaway on the left-hand side. And I can't. Who was it? I can't remember who the score was.
Corey Blackett-Taylor.
Yeah, put it in the bottom right-hand corner. That's a little bit too easy, maybe, but still tidy for this bottom right-hand corner. But yeah, totally against the run of play, in my opinion.
Work to do again.
Charlton scored by 19, Jack Payne.
In the flash, it's 3-1, Reece. It's a good ball into the box. Robbie McKenzie defends at the far post. Glenn Morris then makes a decent save, but it's Jack Payne who reacts quicker than any of us, and suddenly the game's got away from us.
It has, it's gone really far away from us. And again, just before the goal, we had enough opportunity of Dom Jeffries on the left-hand side, right-hand side, puts it in the box. Wasn't the best ball in, but we're showing some intent, but we've fallen asleep at the back and letting Charlton through. And even though we've tried our best to keep it out the back of the net, unfortunately it's not falling in the right place and gone in the back of the net. And yeah, the game's fallen away from us.
Lots of work to do, and I think changes are imminent as well.
Just go back out on loan, Megan?
Yeah, 100%. Reece, this is unravelling fairly quickly and fairly worryingly as well. It's now a penalty to Charlton.
It is.
Ball played into the box, and we think it's Connor Masterson who's just grabbed the man, and it's going to be Alfie May who's going to step up and take it, of course. Gills are just about still in this fixture.
I've got to say, if you paid all that money for Alfie May and that's his penalty shot, my goodness me, that is a very poor penalty. Very poor penalty from Alfie May, I'm sorry to say.
Not much of a return on the fee just yet.
Someone's got to attack that. No attacking whatsoever. Got to refog it back in. Someone put it out. Do something with that.
We thought it was 3-2, Reece, but it's not. It's still 3-1. Unfortunately, Josh Chambers' smart finish has been ruled out for a foul. Joe Bode not getting the same treatment from the referee when having his shirt pulled as when he does it to the Charlton players. Frustrating again.
It is frustrating because actually it was a really tidy move that led up to the goal, and it looks like the ref's not giving any concessions to us, unfortunately, because it was a nice move, it was a nice finish, but unfortunately has been ruled out because the foul in the box.
6 minutes to play.
Go on, attack that. Someone get.
Full time at the Priestfield Stadium, and it's finished. Gillingham 1, Charlton Athletic 3. Reece, a performance that generally for me I didn't think was bad. Just too many lapses defensively that have cost us goals. Like first 15 seconds of the game, too softish 1 second period. Played some better stuff second half, I think, and caused them problems. But yeah, I mean, we know it's not about that. It's not about the result. But yeah, just frustrating moments, I think, this evening.
There are, absolutely. I think one of the things that I've put out of this game is a lot of positive we can take. There are times in the game, maybe 15-minute period in the first half, and in the second half, a few periods of time, where we look really solid and we can really build on something here. But we have exposed some of ourselves, like we're falling asleep at a lot of times at crucial moments, and yeah, there's a lot of areas that we still need to work on. But actually, I'm going to take more positives from this game than negatives, because actually there's some really tidy football, and from the youngsters that came on in the latter part of the second half as well.
Absolutely, and we've ended up with 2 people playing 90 minutes. There's been loads of changes. Charlton are League One, they're going to be good in League One as well.
Absolutely.
So some stuff to improve on, but certainly positives to take as well.